enough to hate, in my opinion. But I think it's important to be accountable for your behavior.
She's not understanding that I don't really want to have anything to do with her.
Yes, I had that same problem with her as well.
I don't particularly like her. She thinks that I do. That's why I said that she has abandonment issues. Her abandonment issues are so bad that she can't let me go, and I don't want to have anything to do with her. And I'm trying to get that point across, but for some reason I'm having a real hell of a time doing that.
Well, I have a question. Is it an abandonment issue or is it a control issue? Or are they one and the same?
I have not clinically diagnosed her up close.
All right.
I can just tell you that from what I know, she has abandonment issues. She cannot let me go, and anybody who tries to stay away from her, she views as that's abandoning her. And of course,
or that they're trying to harm her. Yes.
I suppose it's a very strange deal.
What about the cycle of abuse? Where does Debbie fall in on that, the cycle of abuse? And I mean, where she does the mean thing.
On Spreaker and TalkShoe
and
Talk Radio for her to continue the drama.
True.
She doesn't need me.
Exactly. But the cycle of abuse, domestic violence, where they have the explosion, the bad behavior, and then they have the honeymoon phase where, come back home. If you've worked with this dumpster, if she's done something bad to you, she'll often say, come back home.
In all fairness, Angela, that you are as locked in step with Debbie as Debbie is with you.
Well, my Achilles heel is my children, my children. And she knows this. If she wants to get a reaction.
You are intertwined with her so intricately. I don't know that either of you will ever be able to get rid of each other. However, you know that I'm not going to be in the middle of any of that.
Well, I'm not asking you to.
No, I know you're not asking me, but I'm not going to be in the middle of that because I don't like her anymore. I don't want anything to do with her. I have no doubt that she's listening to this now.
Uh-huh.
And I guess she could call in and say what she wants. But if you listen to her podcast from early this morning when I was fast asleep, she may be in the hospital tonight under observation. I'm not sure. She didn't do a podcast tonight. So I'm assuming that she went and sought medical help that she needed.
Okay. Maybe they'll keep her for a long time?
And so what's the medical issue? She was hit in the head with a car hood. What do you think about that? If you think about that without any knowledge of exactly what happened, you're going to scratch your head and you're going to say, how in the hell did someone get hit with a car hood? I mean, it's not like somebody picked up a car and swung it at her or, dropped her head first into a car hood. No, it was a comedy of errors that caused the hood of a car, which had been, this is going by what she said, but the hood of a car which had been propped up by a paint roller, a telescoping paint roller.
Was this the Volkswagen hood? The one she says is a collector's item?
Her car hood. It was somebody else's.
Oh, I see.
This was a place where most everybody was drunk, and the people that raised the car hood were also drunk. I think Debbie had a few drinks.
Oh, the trailer next door.
The end result was that, that latch, that phallic-shaped thing, which you should be very familiar with, Angela, phallic-shaped thing that's in the front of the hood that locks the hood to the car.
Yes.
Yes, well, that hit her square in the middle of the top of her head.
Well.
I have a picture of her bloody head.
had prayed that a house would fall on her head. I guess a hood of a car would be just as good.
Your wish that a car hit her on the head and close. I believe somebody in the chat.
This really happened, honestly.
I believe something. That this is something that you were praying for.
No, I projected something violent, and it did happen. So.
Oh no, she got a curse on her. Oh God.
I got my witch's book out, Mr. Jew.
Because
Mr. Jew.
you're partly Jewish, aren't you, Angela?
Yes, I am. I'm on my mom's side.
Yes. The Hebrew hex is a powerful thing that most people don't realize the strength.
You have to be careful how you speak, or how I speak sometimes.
Exactly. Well, you have, since you are only half Jewish, you can only really inflict half of the Hebrew hex. I'm capable of a full one. I don't ever throw that around because, like the movie Firestarter, I never know where it's going to go.
You don't have control over it?
You only have half of it. You don't really understand. You have to be full Jew to understand.
No, I mean, I've said some horrible things, and they came true like that. You know,
Yes.
just unreal.
Be careful with the whole Hebrew hex. So I don't know if she's doing, if she's finally sought medical attention, but my guess is that at the worst, she probably has a concussion, or maybe she fractured her skull. I'm not sure which.
Maybe they put her in the psych ward again. I mean, it's happened before.
Careful what you wish for, because if you don't have her around, Angela, I'm not sure what they'll do with yourself.
Oh, I'll be happy. I already have plans.
Where are you for what? Tell us.
If she's not around, I'm going to do a lot more interview shows. I have a meeting at 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get some of those people on a show. And, you know, I'm going to feel so free and relieved. Let me finish. I will feel so free and relieved if she's incapacitated, where she cannot do a show, or better yet, she cannot stalk my children.
I see. So you are holding up the progress of your own show because you need to talk about Debbie Daly.
No, I'm afraid she'll stalk the people that are on my show, because she's done so before.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, Angela, but I can, time will tell. You'll find out tomorrow, I'm sure, whether there's a update to this story.
I would be relieved.
I'm surprised you didn't hear it, but you can.
I've heard part of it, but I really didn't believe it. And I saw a picture of a head that was bloody, but it was yellow and white hair. She apparently has some gray hairs, and that made me happy. You know, that she needed a dye job and couldn't get it. Yeah, there's white hairs. They're more coarse than the other hairs. You can definitely tell those are air bubbles in the follicle of the hair.
I see you studied this picture at great length. Tell us more.
Well, I saw it earlier this evening, and it appeared to be her color hair, and there was blood on it, but not a lot that I would consider a serious head injury. Now, when I was skiing, I went through a mogul, and the ski went up in the air, hit me in the back of the head, and there was a lot more blood. But because I was high up in altitude, it sealed, and it wasn't... Well, anyway, there's a lot more blood when there's a bigger gash, so I think that was just a small abrasion. I think that's all that was. Probably hurt, though.
Are you telling me that you bled all over the snow?
Yeah, I did.
How much blood did you lose, if I may ask?
I don't know, but they sewed my head up later that night. I washed my hair.
How many stitches?
It was more than stitches. They, what did they use? I don't know the name of the device.
They wouldn't use anything but stitches on the head. How many stitches did they use?
It was something that closed the wound together, and it was more than stitches, I can tell you that. You could see my skull on the inside. The wound had come open.
Do you remember the movie Casino?
I watched part of it, not all of it.
Oh, there's a scene in Casino where Joe Pesci's character puts a
Oh, my.
I just wanted to let you know that's not a good way to close a head wound.
Well, I can just tell you what I experienced. I was 17, and I'm telling you, because you could see my skull, because I washed my hair and the wound broke open. And they used some type of device. Maybe it was a butterfly even. But,
What's the butterfly? Did they shave your head?
Yeah, they did. It was right behind my right ear. I still have the scar. It's in the shape of a V.
I see.
So.
Are you sure that's not the mark of the beast?
No. I call it V for victory. So I love skiing. I absolutely passionate about skiing.
That V could be VW. You sure it doesn't have anything to do with maybe wasn't foretelling of the future?
VW. We had a little slug bug when I was quite young. My friend had a champagne edition.
I just want you to know that the VW has several meanings. In fact, the neo-Nazis seem to be fascinated with the W.
I guess that's true.
I noticed that Apocalypse is in your chat there.
Oh, let's see what he's doing.
He hasn't had much to say. Why do you think that is?
Because everybody was giving him a hard time for being a neo-Nazi.
Why that is? This is a bit crazy tonight. Well, you would think that if what I was saying was untrue, that he would be the first one to come on and say that it was full of crap. Exactly. Let me test your chat room to see if it works. Yep, it works. What do you think the response should be? And what is the probability that the news guy is gay?
I'd like to know if he's had any charges against him for domestic violence.
Who did?
I'm wondering if the news guy has ever had charges against him for domestic violence.
Why would you wonder that?
Because his treatment of people, especially women, is deplorable. And he has such anger in his voice.
I've not noticed any variation of treatment, women or otherwise. However,
Oh, I have.
that's the best Apocalypse can do is call me a goof.
Oh, he's leaving. He says later. The coward is leaving. Wow.
Right? He says he's in your chat room.
Yes, he is.
No, this is a simulcast, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Alright, so I don't see him. Is he denying what I said in your chat room?
I'm looking back up. There's a lot of people typing. I'm on my phone, too. Oh, the cars has to be the dumpster. I'm reading the replies.
You see Debbie in every soccer camp, don't you?
One thing she cannot do is change the pattern of her writing. I don't know. She's just not smart enough to change it, but...
No, that's not true, because when I do a soccer camp, I create a character all the time. And you would not know it's me.
Now, I would believe that about you, but her, that's a different story.